Okay, we're back with Fari. Fari, how you doing today?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Good, good. A little geopolitical concerns again. Russia cannot decide whether or not to invade the Ukraine. We're getting varied reports with what's going on over there. What's your take
Uh-huh.
on this?
Well, Comrade Putin wants a little bit of your money, that's all. Give him a little money, he'll go away. He just wants little shekels here and there. And this game is not over. He's gonna come in. It's like a cat. He comes in, he's got different lives. It's gonna come in, it's morph itself into different good guy, bad guy, comes to meetings, shake hands, and next thing you know he says in, oh, they were lost. I see. How come the Russian troops all of a sudden getting lost so often? I found that hard to believe. They got as good of a GPS as we do. At least they're using our GPS to figure out where they are until we get new stuff up there. But hey, I think he's running out of excuses. I'm frankly getting sick and tired of him.
Yeah,
I hope one of these oligarchs stands up one day and say enough is enough. I'm sure the toll on the economy is not good, and the way he's acting is only going to get worse. How are you going to otherwise deal with somebody like Obama and Angela Merkel? These are tough people at this stage of the game. February was one thing. This is a different ballgame. So, I see gold has popped up. It come to a buy zone area. We discussed it yesterday. Now we got two, but we were getting alternating long and short bars in terms of color. Red, green, red, green, green. Now we got two solid bars back to back. Looks like overnight. So the gold is beginning to move a little bit. And then I see some pullbacks on SPY and Qs overnight also. Based on our setup charts. Yeah, there we go. This one. Beautiful. Yeah. And we started seeing the divergences yesterday afternoon. I missed some comments. Also, the day before, I was also public comments the day before on Twitter saying, hey guys, watch out there. I'm seeing divergences build up. We gave a longer view of problems in the sense that we could be nearing a pullback on Saturday on particular stuff. The other issue was also I go by preponderance of evidence. Don't go by one indicator. No one indicator always keep you out of trouble. But look at the VIX put calls. We publish them on our on our blog. I put it also on our Twitter. Look at the VIX watch. All of a sudden, the last 2 days, the September and November put calls are very, very short equities. There's a lot of call buying in those. Interesting enough, they're not touching October, but they're hitting it hard on September and on November calls on VIX, which is bearish for equities.
how you playing it ahead of the
So
3 day weekend, though, Fari? I mean, we can talk longer term out, but a lot of times over these 3 day weekends, you have big events go on. You can trade the spoos Sunday
sure.
night, but the people after 4 o'clock, well, you can trade till 8 p.m. obviously on Friday with Dennis. But the spoos open. I mean, are you taking? Have you taken some stump off ahead of this? Also, you have the end of the month effect. You probably have some managers that were lagging on their performance catching up a little bit.
Well,
Any special positioning ahead of the 3 day weekend?
I will be buying some protection. Will be long calls. Majority, we had some puts as the negative delta we needed to keep a reasonably balanced portfolio moving forward. But for this weekend, I'm going to add some protection activity today. Could be VIX. We have we have one anti-VIX we have to take off. It was doing really, really well until yesterday. I'm sure today is not going to do well. We'll probably take that off. But those are December's. I'll buy some GLD. I'll buy some VIX. Because, we don't have a lot on, but I want to be comfortable. 3 days is a lot could happen. And some of their accounts cannot touch the futures. Okay? They're just playing equities. So for those, I got to put some options on as protection. I got to put spreads. I don't see the situation bad enough yet to go into a back spread. So I'm going to stick with just put spreads. I don't know if we have much to take off. We may have Microsoft Pharma, we may take it off. Just into next week. Look, the commissions are very low anywhere you go these days. The key is not to worry about transaction costs. What to worry about is what's next. Because whatever's already happened. This is booked. This happened. People have voted with them. What you see on the chart is already done. because I'm going with the pocketbook. What you think about is next. What's the next part? And if something is just a minor profit, but you got something like this coming at you, you got to say, hey, I gotta take them off, get some defensive, move on, and then look at my Tuesday, Wednesday, see where we are now. It's good for brokers, but you know what? It's good for us too because the transaction costs these days are very cheap. You just have to be, fast on your feet.
What do you think of gold here, Fari? Because gold has been very, very quiet, and now that we're getting some concerns even coming out over there, we see an immediate $10 pop here this morning in gold futures. Do you think with this uncertainty all of a sudden in Ukraine again, do you think this is going to be the rally to kickstart gold?
Well, can I share something with you? I have a lot of clients in Canada. Okay, one of them is a prominent one. He came to me about a week ago and said he was very bearish on gold. He said, remember, that's the precious metals is a big part of, and oil is a big part of operation in Canada. So, and Barrick and, what's the other one there?
Gold Corp.
Newmont and Barrick. Yeah, NEM and APX, what we were talking about. He expects the oil, the gold prices to drop here. And I find that a little bit unsettling because I see on the market side right now, but you got to realize people are panicked with somebody like Putin because this guy's never had he don't have a straight bone in his body. He's a KGB guy, KGB guy. So yeah. So anyhow, my point is, forget the news. Okay, that's something that plays on Comedy Central and other places. But look at what the charts are telling you. Look at what you see in chart, and then apply some common sense. That's crucial. Now, yeah, if you had a little bit more training in geopolitical stuff, yeah, you'll be top of your class. I understand that, but that's not something you're gonna learn today. That's the lifelong journey. So.
Hey, I wanted to ask you. I remember we had Ethan on a couple weeks ago or a month ago, and how's Ethan doing? I know he was in my camp building a better position, but man, did he? How's he doing? Is he doing okay?
Well, he's got longs and shorts. On the shorts, he's having a hard time, but the longs, because he's doing a lot of what's called high beta strangles.
Okay.
The high beta strangles, they're not. You have a area in between. Well, you don't get paid, right? You're going to be above the call strike and below the put strike to make money. So there's the area that you won't get. So the patience is key, and you got to go long term. The issue becomes theta, okay? Because if you sit there too long, okay, yeah, the action will come your way, but you've given back so much in theta, you get in trouble. So he's got some of those he's working on, okay? So it's not in hot water, but he's not going with the trend either. Because he's got a two position on, strangles, long calls and long puts. Okay, but not the same as strike. That becomes a straddle. There's a separate strikes. So, he had. And it's interesting enough because he buys them long term. Invariably, they come into play. Okay, but you cannot predict it because of that area in between, that 2 or 3 strikes in between. That could be painful, especially in the summertime where nothing is moving. But I'm sure he will welcome the action like that. Like he doesn't need to touch anything of his positions because he's got some long puts ready. They're already in play. They're already on the books. So he'll be happy there. But you got to read his morning brief. His morning brief is awesome. I mean, he the other day the areas on the spoos that he marked out as where we got to go. That's exactly what it's called. You guys get that table I send you. Just that's kind of a capsule form of his write-up in the morning. Okay, which is it's like a 3-paragraph email of how seas pre-open, how was overnight, and what he zones out areas and says, watch this or map out certain zones and says, watch where the spool is going to do in this area. So in between, you got a kind of a vacuum. And you can tell from the volume profile. Boom, we're going to jump. We're not going to sit there very long. In volume profile, as you know, the price will move. It's like a ball, but the ball is going to the top of the mountain. It's anti-gravity. Think of it this way. When the activity is high, it goes there. When the activity is low, like a valley, it doesn't stay there very long. So he zooms out these for us in the morning based on what we've done so far last night and pre-open. and he's been doing okay. I wish he was doing a little bit better, but the problem with the straddles, I will say that, or strangles, is that your precision becomes even that much more critical because of time. You let that theta go and eat into your accounts, you're not going to put that back. The genie's out of the bottle. So,
All right, let's move
we
on.
are excited. Let me say one more thing, though.
Yeah,
right
sure.
here, one. We're excited. We teamed up. We have great news. We teamed up with Ashraf Laidi, the preeminent forex trader that's on every CNBC channel out of London, and we're starting what's called HFT Forex. I'm excited about that product. It's the fastest sign up we've ever seen. One of these days, when you guys have time, I can arrange for you guys to interview Ashraf. I don't know if you guys do Forex or not, but a lot of people trade Forex.
Yeah, I think it's the biggest markets in the world, Forex markets, so there's lots of good answers there.
That's 24/6. We're only up on Sabbath. On Saturdays, we don't trade, but 24/6, we're ready to go. And he's actually be trading a live account of his own, so he will take every trade himself. Something we're doing very different, okay? And that's called transparency in terms of on the Forex area. Because before, you've had people who trade model portfolios. This is actual live trades. But of course, somebody with his stature can do that. And he's got a huge following. Yeah, so. But we're very excited about that. We'll be a little bit busy on that.
All right, Rob Hood's just asking, how does the chat people and the people who are listening to the show read Ethan's report? Where do they find his morning briefing?
That goes to members only. You need to become a member.
So you got to become a member. So, and can you,
of
and
course.
maybe in the chat,
we need your circle. We need, just like BB, I need your
no
circle
free lunch
too.
out there.
Gotta buy.
No free. This is Chicago. In Chicago, remember unions. There is no free lunch. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, exactly. But if anybody wants to try it, I'm more than happy to. Send me an email. We will have to verify you through PayPal. You pay us $1. We give you your $1 back immediately, and we'll let you have a trial. We don't have a problem with that. We don't do free trials, but those who seek out to me to write out and say, "Hey, I want to follow Ethan. I want to do this," we'll accommodate that for a short period of time. Absolutely. Now we have nothing to hide, and everything there is recorded. Everything is recorded, so you can go back and sit through the transcripts, and you see the trades and comments and boom, boom, boom. Everything.
Fari, with the strangles, though, I mean, I was looking at perhaps a strangle. I wish we would have hung up near 2,000 a little bit longer. You had two closes in the S&Ps. 98.50 is the all-time closing high, and then 97 even the second highest close. I was kind of hoping we'd hang up here a little bit. To put a strangle on, because let's just say we're going to explode and go to, 2010, or we're going to, take out, break down and have significant. I mean, you're paying the premium. So if it sits still too long, if I wanted to do a strategy like that, how long do you think I should go out? Because obviously we're not just going to stay we're not going to stay here at 2,000 forever. We're either going to get, clear that level and move to higher ground, or, take back. I mean, because we did go up basically straight up 100 SPU points since early August. How far should I go out?
I suggest you do, and he's doing them. Let me give you a caveat here. He's doing them. This is a critical question, by the way. Excellent question. Here's the issue. He does individual names, like let's say Apple. Occasionally he does IMW. As ETF. Those he's usually going at minimum 3 months.
Okay.
Sometimes a little bit longer. I'm not that crazy about making a bet that long for the firm, because the amount of firepower you're putting into one trade, there's a time value you have to pay, right? There's time value, the extrinsic value that you have to pay in your option pricing. So you got to pay that, unfortunately. But I think you need to give yourself some room. He's going no less than 3 months. Okay. Sometimes I think he had one that was 6 or 5, and that could get dicey, because if it doesn't go your way early, remember you bought a bunch of extrinsic value. Okay. If it doesn't go your way early,
you're dead.
You're dead. Just that goodbye. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now, I suggest first of all, 2005 was on our email on Monday night. Sunday night I sent to you guys. Remember? The market bias email that goes again members only. If you become a beta, you still get it. Yeah, that's because you got part of the list of that's active. I said 2005. on SPX cash. I believe that's the high so far. So that's held. We should be pulling back, I think, between now and Tuesday. Do you want to be long this market? I don't think so. So that should hold. But it doesn't mean, Joe, that we can't go back up. We will. We're just dropping a tad here. Look at the trust indicator, which is a very, very valuable look at. I'm sorry, the breadth trust. Breadth trust indicator. I put it on Hunter Killer Sub. I'll be more than happy to update for you guys later on today after the market opens, see where we are. But you see that curve, fast move. Okay, this is an event. It's a event driven. It's like a scoring. That curve fast move doesn't come from oversold to overbought that fast with that intensity. Usually, when you see that, we got more upside down the road, but the pullback could be in work here. And remember what put call is telling us. Put call is telling us the large commercials are putting a vol debt onto the downside for equities for September and November. So I think September pullback is doable. Now, one of my other moderators, the hedge fund manager, is Brad Sullivan, who runs a fairly large fund here on the third floor of Sears Tower. He's got almost half of the third floor. He had a very long bet on, long call bet on I believe it was DGIA. I'm sorry, smooth options. On smooth options, he trades options on futures. I bet you he'll be taking much of it off today. Just because he did the money so much, you don't want to give it back on the weekend like this.
Right. One quick issue.
You got to get protected.
One quick issue. I know you don't love low-price stocks, but Barnes & Noble here, Rob Hood in the chat's asking about it. He's a good trader.
What's the symbol?
BKS, Barnes & Noble. I just told him, holy smokes, you are hitting some major resistance here. You hit the 2370s back in 2013, June and July, bumping up against that level now. What are the Sigmas telling you about BKS?
I wouldn't go beyond, let's see, 25. I don't think go past 45. That's a daily 3 sigma. Let me go to weekly. Let's see if we have a confluence. Always good to check that. Maybe 26 tops. I don't see it going back past 26 here. I think a pullback is in the works.
I think you got to get over 24 in a heartbeat, or this thing is going back down. Well, thanks a lot, Fari. Have a good Labor Day, and it's good talking to you. I missed you last week, and we'll call you back next Thursday, and looking forward to it.
Same here, sir. Always a pleasure. We all have a good weekend.
Okay.